Hi there, I'm Jeff Kleinman, the editor-in-chief of BevNet, and I'm here at Expo East to introduce our new food-based publication, Project NOSH, covering food entrepreneurs and the trends and issues that are affecting their growth. With me is Carol Ortenberg, who's our new Project NOSH editor, and we're going to talk about some of the trends that we've seen both on the floor here and in the business overall. So Carol, one thing that we were talking about is our earliest consumers and some of the companies that are starting to play in that space.
Yeah, so we saw a lot of really interesting things going on in the baby food and toddler space. The first wave of, this new generation of products was going organic and focusing on more natural versions of baby food that were less processed. And now we're sort of seeing that taken to the next level. So there's a lot of really creative use of hidden vegetables. At Bitsy's Brain Food, they're making these really awesome alphabet cookies that have zucchini and carrots and other vegetables mixed right in, and kids just can't tell the difference.
So there's a lot of sneaking veggies into products, and we've also seen some technology applications as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of growth in HPP, processed baby foods. We saw that at Once Upon a Farm, which is doing the sort of squeezy pouch variety, as well as Little Spoon in plastic containers with a little spoon. And they're launching this month. They've gotten a lot of the Whole Foods to cut in their coolers, so it's a very exciting time for them. And then finally, we're starting to see some ideas of superfoods being added to baby food. So at Love Child, they're adding acerola in and other superfoods to really enhance the baby food.
Now, what's interesting there is we're seeing this technology that might be coming from the parents' usage migrating earlier, and some of the ingredients migrating earlier as well.
Exactly. I heard a lot of these entrepreneurs saying, I wanted to create something that I would eat for my child. Why should they have a different quality level than what I would put into my own body?
Speaking of process improvements, one of the things that we've seen a lot of in the past couple of years are entrepreneurs in an improved jerky category. Now, that was certainly capstoned earlier this year when Crave jerky was bought out by Hershey, but we're still seeing new entrepreneurs come into the field. And they're really searching for an edge, either from a branding perspective or from a differentiation point. So I spoke to a bunch of different companies, and they're all searching for that little edge. So one of them, Three Jerks, and they're trying to use the cut of beef that people consider the best. So it's all from filet mignon, which is their sort of point of differentiation. Then they try and establish a brand behind it. Other times you see it in terms of grass-fed, which is something that we saw throughout a lot of product classes. And on all of these, there's sort of this distinctiveness in branding and distinctiveness in edge as per differentiation that allows people to try and create this next wave that they think might follow Crave and another company's Chef's Cut into these smaller stores and possibly into larger success.
That's really interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of all these new companies and the next wave of jerky.
So what else did you see on the floor that you thought was pretty interesting?
Well, I also saw some really creative use of ingredients that have maybe been around for a while, but are being integrated in foods in new and unique ways. A lot of them are being used in ways that maybe consumers were using them at home, but now they're trying to package that use case of the ingredient. So for example, black bean brownies. Consumers have been making this. It was a hot recipe on a lot of food blogs, and now Purely Genius is doing both a chickpea blondie as well as a black bean brownie. And both of those are very high protein, lower in carbs, higher in fiber.
Now, is there a paleo angle there?
Well, there's still some sugar added to them, so I think it's more of a paleo-friendly item, but I'm not sure it adheres strictly to the paleo diet. There certainly are still a lot of paleo brands at the Expo this year, so that's not a diet trend that's going anywhere.
So one other really relevant change that I wanted to make sure we noted was that squeeze pack, which started to appear on the scene about 3-4 years ago, are everywhere now. They're sort of to the food category what shots were a few years ago in the beverage side. And it's this portable, one serving way of getting nutrition into people. And we're seeing it move up and down the age range. So whereas it might have once been a cute thing you could give to your kid, the assumption by a lot of these brands is that people want to get this sort of on-the-go mix of chia, vegetables, fruits, vitamins. It's going to be interesting to see how long it takes for this to play out and who the winners are.
Yeah, and I'm really curious, sustainability has been such a hot topic this year, and sustainable brands, and it is a packaging form that, you can't recycle, and it has a lot of packaging, so I'm curious to see if we'll see a backlash towards the environmental factors around it.
Of course, there's always the potential for improvement in that kind of thing as well. We saw a big revival in the bottled water category as people started to address environmental needs with a product that maybe didn't necessarily have the best footprint to start.
Thanks so much for joining us on our wrap-up of Expo East. We hope you enjoy a lot of the pieces and stories on the site, and we look forward to meeting y'all in person at our Project NOSH conference on November 5th in LA.